Hi, this is welcome to my channel. So as you see in today's title, I have another back to school video. I'm going to be giving you guys some tips about college, some do's and some don'ts. So before we get into this video, please give it a like, video, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. We're only on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And with that, let's get into this video. Alright y'all, so I have my little handy dandy list here of some college do's and don'ts. Super quick, just wanted to help the freshmen or anybody that is interested in knowing about some things you should and shouldn't do in college. So I'm going to be like your big sister or your best friend and sit up here and tell you what you should and shouldn't do, because you don't want to be out here looking crazy, you know what I'm saying? So let's get into our do's. We always want to know what we want to do at college, not what we don't want to do. So the first thing I would suggest is to put yourself out there / get involved. Okay, with me socially, I'm a social butterfly when I want to be, so I always want to be in the mix and be, you know, with the crowd and whatever. So I felt like it was just like something on my #1 list to get out there and meet people, know about the campus, know about the different organizations, know literally like everything on campus. That I made that a priority for myself to, you know about the school that I'm going to. And I think that is also just important, period, because you can make so many connections by going out and meeting other people. I'm not saying that you should go out to everything if you don't feel comfortable, but just like if there's an event on campus, just get out. And it's like the easiest way that you can make friends and meet somebody or network or like whatever. I think it's just important down the road to have connections, because you're going to use those connections and those networks to make it in life to where you want to be. So I would definitely suggest to get out and just be social, be active, because I think you're just gonna have a better college experience when you're being active. And that also doesn't include going to every party. No, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, you know, academically, socially, like whatever. Just get out there and be social, because you never know what you're gonna find, you never know who you're gonna meet, and you never know the opportunities that can be presented to you when you actually get out of your dorm room. Next, I would say be organized and schedule your day. First, being organized is important. Like, no one wants to have a cluttery room, a junky mind, you know, like none of that. So being organized, I think, is important because it just helps you visualize what you have to do each day. And I think that you can also be better in your classes or whatever you're doing academically when you're organized and you know what's going on. Scheduling out your day also, like being organized, it just helps you see what you have to do. You don't miss important deadlines, you don't miss important anything, and it's just better. You're not gonna be stressed out or worried about what you have to do at different times of the day, because you're organized and you schedule out your day so you would know what's coming up at whatever time. To help you with that, suggesting to get a planner, to get a journal, to get a notebook, to get your phone, to use the calendar app, the remind app, to get an iPad, the same thing, or a computer, or a sticky note. I mean, there's just so many things that you can help yourself by getting organized. The #1 thing that I used was my planner and my calendar to just write out the different things I need to do, the homework that I need to do, because those deadlines come up quick, y'all. And you don't want to make the mistake of missing something when you could avoid that issue by just being organized and scheduling out your day. Next, I would say to join academic organizations. As a freshman last year, I joined 2 organizations. I went out with social at the organization fair, and I wanted to really join a whole bunch of things, but I had to really just choose which organization was going to be good for me. And I actually chose one that I'm really interested in. I'm stepping up leadership wise. If you are a student at Howard University, I am a member of IA Incorporated. We are a high school mentoring group. We do community service. We mentor high school girls. It's all about like literally betterment and sisterhood. And I really love the organization that I'm in. And I was only able to join the organization I'm in or know about it is because I was social and I went out to the student organization fair. If you don't want to go out to the fairs, then there's definitely social media. Every little organization has social media some way or another: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, a website. You can also learn about academic organizations on campus, but I would suggest to join one because it can also further and better your experience in college. And again, you just make lifelong friendships and partners with people that you're in your organizations with. Next, I would really put this as like a number one do is to go at your own pace. This is something that I didn't know before I went to school, and it's something that I really needed to know because everybody at school has their own thing. Everybody is at their own pace. Some people may be going so much faster than you are, some people may be going slower than you are, or some people may be going in the same space as you are. Don't stress it. Don't work yourself up about being maybe the slower person or the middle person or the faster person. Literally everyone has their own pace, and set your own pace. Don't try to rush your career. Don't try to rush your life because you see somebody else doing something at the same age as you or older than you, whatever. Everybody's at their own pace. Go at your own pace. You don't have to rush anything because it's really not worth it. Next, I would say to motivate your friends. It's just important to give out the positive energy that you would want to receive. Motivating your friends, most likely they will motivate you back. That's what friendship is. And this is kind of something that's like a duh. When you have a friendship with somebody, you want to motivate them. You want to be their number one supporter. You want to be their like main dog when they get an accomplishment or when they celebrate something. Just go out and motivate them to do anything in life. Kind of like a no-brainer type of tip. But sometimes you just get past it. Just be there for your friends, and your friends be there for you, vice versa. Even if it's not your friend, be there for other people, because you may not know down the road they will be there for you. Next, I would say is to accept your mistakes. Life goes on. Life is hard. You learn from your mistakes literally every time. Don't spend days on days beating yourself up about it because you made one silly mistake. It's a mistake. And you try it again, you get better at it, you move on, and you learn. Don't stress the small stuff, really, because a mistake is a mistake, and honestly, you have so many chances to correct that mistake that you're not even going to remember what the mistake was about. So don't beat yourself up about the small stuff. Next, I would say go to your office hours after class. One, to know the professor, to make sure that they know you and to have kind of like a professional relationship with your professor. And two, whenever you need some help, don't be afraid to ask for some help, and don't be afraid or shy to be that one person in class that always needs to ask for some help, because you are going to be the person that's going to succeed and excel in the class because you know what you're doing. Don't be the lost puppy in class because you're too afraid to ask for some help. No, don't do that. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to go to office hours. The professors actually like it, I think, when you go to office hours. I didn't really go to office hours much last year, not because I really didn't need to, but for my writing class I actually did go because I got stuck at certain points in my essays, and I was like, okay, I need a teacher to help me out because I don't know what I'm doing. And I went to office hours and they helped me, and I had a relationship with them, and my paper turned out to be fine, and everything was okay because I went to office hours. I would say to surround yourself around the right people. There's always going to be a time when you mix with a bad person or you're not in the right crowd. Everything is just going to go downhill for you, and you're not going to want that. You want to just be focused, be around the right people that are going to motivate you and want you to succeed in anything you do. That's what being around the right crowd is. When you're being around the wrong crowd, they're not gonna care if you go to class, if you skip class, if you want to party or not. Like, they're not gonna focus on the academics, and you're gonna get whooshed. You're gonna get dragged down because you're just not focused around the right crowd. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to get swept under the current in college. You want to be afloat in life, in school, and that is a part of being around the right crowd. And the last thing for do, I would say, is to have fun, y'all. It is college. We are young, okay? We're not going to be the tender age of 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, whatever, forever. So go have fun. Go to that party. Go to that event. Go meet friends. Go on trips. Literally live your life because it is your life. And we only get one life. Thank you, God. But we only get one life, and we need to live it no matter what we're doing. Go have fun. That's another number one thing, is to go have fun. But I wanted to end out the do's for that because you want to have fun in life, period. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't surround yourself with so much negativity that you just get drained and sopped up in it. No, don't do all that. Just go out and have some fun. Now we're gonna get into the don'ts of this video. Something real simple. First thing, don't sacrifice your work for a party. When I promise you, parties will be here every single day. There's literally something going on at school every single day. It can be a party, it can be an event, it can be an event that turns into a party, it can be anything. It happens every day. You don't have to be at that party. This is something that I am going to slowly learn, because I'm going to be missing out on a lot of the events this week and a lot of the parties because I move in later than everybody else. I just have to know that there's going to be a party that's really good the next weekend and the next weekend and the next weekend. Don't sacrifice your work for going to a party and for being out there, and don't feel peer pressure to do so, because you have to know you're at college for a reason, you're at school for a reason. You're not at school to party. Well, I'm not at school to party. I'm at school to get this doggone degree and so I can become a doctor. But if you're similar to me, you're not at school to party. You can go to a party anywhere, and they're literally anywhere and everywhere. So don't worry about it. Next, I would say to not let your insecurities take over. This is kind of like the part where I'm saying to not compare yourself to other people. Again, a lot of people in college are at their own pace. They have a lot of accomplishments. They're doing a lot of things that you may not be doing. That is okay. Don't beat yourself up about not being similar or at the same level as somebody else, but maybe the same age as you. It doesn't matter. Don't let your insecurities take over your academics, your life, because you're going to start worrying, and again, you're going to go down that slippery slope of comparing yourself, judging yourself, and that's just not good, period. You know, don't get into that mindset of having the little negative things in your mind take over the positive things in your life. Next, I would say don't get distracted and miss out on important opportunities. That's kind of like missing out. That's kind of like choosing parties over your schoolwork or whatever. Anything going on campus, just make sure you know about it. If you're interested, know about it, spread the word, attend, and you'll probably gain more knowledge than you knew before you went to that event. You know what I'm saying? Be out there and know what's going on in your community. Next, I would say this is a number one. Please, please, please don't procrastinate. And I say this advice with me slowly doing this. And this is something that, again, I have to learn myself. It will make your life 10 times easier when you don't procrastinate, because you're going to have that assignment, that paper, whatever, done days before it needs to be due. You don't have to be staying up until 12 in the morning getting a paper done when it's past due, getting a paper done when you could have done it like 2 days ago. When you have your stuff done on time and beforehand, it makes the world a difference. So don't procrastinate, and to help with that, I use my calendar, my planner, my two go-tos to just help me plan out the certain things I need to get done in a certain time, because you just don't want to be rushing, and then you're really going to be upset when you miss a party because you're sitting over here rushing and turning out a paper at 11 o'clock. Just don't do it. Next, I would say don't spend unnecessary money. And again, another thing that I have to learn. If it's a $5 candy bar, not candy bar, but you know, like $5 chips or whatever, don't do it, baby. Go to the convenience store on campus and get them chips for $1, or use your swipes. Don't spend unnecessary money, because I can sit up here all day and talk about me wanting to save money, spend money, or whatever. Just don't do it. I would say this is a number one. If you don't listen to anything else in this video, I want you to listen to this advice right here. Do not pick 8 a.m. classes. I'm gonna tell you this right now. They are not your 8 a.m. high school classes. I don't know what the difference is between an 8 a.m. in high school and an 8 a.m. in college, but it doesn't matter. There's a big difference. It's something about that waking up at 6 in the morning, trying to get your life together because you're in college, you're staying up late anyway, and waking up for an 8 a.m. is not the same as high school, and it just never works for me every single time. But if you are an early bird and you can beat the clock and do whatever, all glory to you. But to me and other people like me, I can't do 8 a.m.s. This schedule, I have all 9 a.m.s. I can do a 9 a.m. I can wake up at 8, be ready by 9, walk up the door by 9:05. I can do that. But 8 a.m.s, I just can't do, and I'm trying to warn you guys and tell you guys that they are not like high school. So be careful when you pick your classes, just know. don't pick 8 a.m.s. You're not gonna like it. I just know. Next, I would say to not cram study. Me personally, I can't learn anything or memorize information when I cram study because I'm so worried about learning this much information before a certain deadline or a test. So what I like to do is study 3 days or 4 days before I have a test. And normally I can do, pretty well with that schedule study before a test, taking it by chapters or sections or whatever. I can learn information that I need to learn, and I'm not going to be like so pressured and worried to get something done before a certain time period. And the last thing I would say is to not overwork yourself. Don't push yourself to the last deadline. Don't push yourself to the last minute, because if it's late, it's late. If it's late, it's late. Don't sweat it. Keeping your mental health is really important. Keeping yourself grounded, checking up on yourself, self-care days, like whatever you want to do is really important, because when you overwork yourself, it's not going to end up right. You're just going to keep beating yourself up, and that's not going to be okay. You're not going to feel your 100% best. And to me, the most important thing, no matter an assignment, a test, a paper, whatever, is to make sure that you are feeling like you're number one and your best self. And that's something that I really want to make an importance to me this year, is I need to check up on me first and then proceed with whatever I need to do, because if I'm not in the right headspace or if I'm not, in the right mind, then ain't nothing gonna get done, and it's not gonna get done well. So when you check up on yourself first, it's so important. Just get your mind right, chillax, and then get into the work, because you're gonna burn out really fast. And that is something that I had to deal with last semester. I was burnt out. I was so burnt out to the point where I didn't want to do anything. I went to no parties. I did my work. I did my tests and my papers, but I was just so burnt out to the point that I'm like, I need to go home now. And I just didn't want to be social anymore like I used to be in fall semester. So didn't really check up on myself last semester like I should have, but this semester I'm really going to push myself to make sure that I make my mental health and my well-being an importance before I go out and do anything else. So that does conclude the college do's and don'ts. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please give it a like, video, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, because I was only on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And with that, thanks for watching, Lisa babes.